Hi, my name is Zach Angela, and I just wanted to go over a little command line utility thing. Basically allows you to select commands. The reason why I made it was because I wanted something kind of stripped down and easy, and something that you can customize, and it's kind of easily readable. It's basically made up of this one folder that has two other folders in it that each have one file. One is for coloring the text. The other is functions for moving it up and down, basically allowing you to select the command or allow you to select multiple commands. And this is basically the functions that use functions, so like a service, I guess you could say. The first one is the color function, and obviously this is not the most complete thing, but basically you can add colors here by numbers. If you just go here to ANSI code, basically these are the numbers for the colors, and then you just add more into the case to the foreground and background, and this is basically the magic for it that allows you to color the text a certain way. So basically it has to have this kind of printout with the printf. This part of it chooses the background, and then this part of it chooses the foreground, and then this is the line basically. So, and then this basically makes it so that the rest of it, that after the selection, is not colored. It's so that you can make a selection on it. So if you wanted to run it, so it allows you to select it, and basically this foreground background coloring is right here, and this part of it is basically for everything after it that doesn't get colored. So this just colors this. But yeah, these you can add to, like I said, just right here. It has all the I don't know what you call those, ANSI colors or something. I don't know. I didn't really dig into all this, but yeah, that's how you color. It's really easy. The magic line is right here. That's it. And then this is for the columns, basically. So then the next folder is basically just the functions that the switchterm file uses. It's for up, down, right, left, so that when you do this, it registers the keys. Clear directions is just to clear the terminal. Yeah, it is the ANSI printout code to clear the terminal. That's it. And this is just to clear or to print out the directions. And this little algorithm thing I actually got from online from Stack Overflow in order to print it out into different columns. So if you do select, now you got multiple columns that you can have it printed out in. I didn't quite do it perfectly because it still moves the other ones. It's just the if statement to try and add spacing. This is needed for that, so that they all get spaced out correctly, surprisingly. And then you have the functions that use those functions. And this is basically the main one that splits it up into columns and returns multiple commands. Basically, this line is the line at which you're on, this @ line. Rows is for that algorithm part of it. Really, I guess I should stick that into that column part, but But the problem is you also may have this get switched up by the list. Which I guess if you had it come into it with the list already, maybe that would do the same thing. Yeah, maybe I should move that. I don't know. And this basically collects the results so that when you do, let's say you do the search one, you get to do the two different ones. It asks you what letters you want to type in, and TH basically because no other reason besides that the list is this, and then TH happens to be a few of them. I guess TW would be a better example. If you did TW, you gotta hit enter because when you do this, where it scans what it is you wrote, you have to enter afterwards in order for it to understand, go to the next execution. That's just how it works. And so if you do that, hey, we got a bunch of commands here. And I gotta fix that. It sort of works. The up and down works really well. The left and right, only because mainly because the up and down part of it, when you press up or down or whatever it is, if we go to the utility, you go to, it's basically this, and I just need to set up this line. Well, not the up down works, basically this one, because the problem is when you hit right or left, you have to skip it. Because if you go up and down, it's just minus up and down. It's just -1 or +1, so that's easy. But when you want to go to the next one, doing -5 isn't really going to work, because this is, let's say you're at the first one and you want to skip to the next one. Well, really, this is 1, 2, so you'd need the -2 in order to make that right. But let's say you have 6 columns, right? Then all of a sudden this number right here needs to make that up and understand that it's -2 or -4 or whatever it is. I gotta work with it a little bit, but that's basically how you would do it. So yeah, so basically what's going on here is you make a map, you fill that map up, print out the directions in order to clear the top part of it, print out the columns to use that like little column algorithm thing, this thing, and then do the keyboard key pressing listener. Not a big fan of the functional stuff with this. I'm not, but that's just how this package does it. It's the only package this thing uses. That is this one right here, and it's made by this guy. Probably gonna screw up his name, Marvin Wendt. But he maintains it, and I think it's currently, as of right now, November 24th, pretty much the only Go keyboard package that is like maintained. And I'm not gonna code the keys in Linux, Mac, Windows, the whole thing. I'm just not gonna do it, because there is kind of a lot to it for all the different functions that he uses. That didn't print it out right. yeah, he really gets into all the different, that's simulating presses. You can do that too, but there's a bit channels and the key presses, and then Unix and all the different ways to do all that. I'm just not. I'm not gonna try and code all that. I don't know, but he upkeeps it, so that's kind of nice. Which, I mean, they have a bunch of different packages too, which is really nice. Their site is this one. There's just a bunch of stuff that they do, which is nice. But yeah. So I basically leverage that to do the keys. Doing just Linux with the keys is actually pretty easy. It's like it's like something like this. Like that for Linux in order to do one of the arrows or whatever, which is fine if you only want to use Linux, but yeah, I want to use something more in Linux. So I haven't tested this out on Windows yet, so I don't know if it actually works or prints out correctly or anything. But whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. And what's kind of nice is you can do, if you press E for multi-selection, E chooses the whatever it's on, and then you hit enter, and then see it spits out the two commands. So you can have multiple commands. Right now these are just numbers, so to speak, in the example. But you gotta have ls gwd. You basically get it. But I was just doing it in a way so that the search, if let's say you have a lot of these, you can search it by the first couple letters. Can you do that in here already? Yes, you can. They have like IntelliSense sort of stuff, but then you gotta get into the bash rc file. What is that? Bash rc or whatever, which I don't even use for this. And then there's also the profile one, and I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff. And I'll be honest, I never set that up. I just don't. Too lazy. You just fill up that little array with whatever the IntelliSense part of that is called or whatever. But by that time I usually switch Linux versions or distros or whatever. Actually, what I usually do is I don't even modify it. I just install now VS Code, Go, and just try to code, and I don't touch it. Like, I just don't. For me, that's nice because then you can focus on the stuff you want to build. So yeah, and why did I build in Go? I built it in Go because it had fast compile times, but also it never changes, so you don't have to worry about APIs changing or, well, there's Apple with the signing thing, so, but that's more a vendor thing that has nothing to do with Go. I mean, the builders of Go made Unix, some of them, and then Apple used Unix, but then now, what was it, this year or last year, they just changed their API for the system calls, so you have to do some kind of signing thing. Well, that's not on Go. That's every language now has to use libc, and because their APIs are so unstable. Well, what do you want? You want the Go people to try and fix that? And you know what I mean? Like, that's on Apple. That's a vendor issue. That's not a language issue. But for the most part, besides that signing thing, this wouldn't need libc either. So, yeah, that's pretty much the project. If you have any questions, let me know. All right. Thank you.